Over the past decade, the pickup scene has moved steadily out of the bar and onto the internet. Now, according to a recent survey by Match.com, 1 in 5 singles is currently dating someone that they met through a dating website, and 17% of married couples actually met online. But many women sabotage their chances of successful online dating by making some pretty common mistakes. And in a segment we like to call Know Your Man, Chris Steele joins us with some pointers. Chris, so glad you're here.
I'm happy to be here to talk about a subject that's getting to be bigger and bigger, online dating.
Right, and I understand that before we dive into this actual topic, you actually went out onto the streets and talked to people about their experiences.
I went out and asked some questions, and I was amazed at the wide range of responses that I got and the knowledge people have of online dating.
Well, let's take a look at that.
All right.
Honestly, I think it's something I would consider, but it makes me nervous because I'm more face-to-face.
I definitely wouldn't recommend it.
That wasn't bad. Met a few people here and there, but I mean, it was just good to make friends.
Got me into a little bit of trouble, but I mean, you live and you learn.
I think if you don't have a way to meet people, that it's a great idea. And, you know, the only thing is people tend to lie online.
So was it one of those where the guy wasn't what he said he was going to be, or?
You could say that, something like that, yeah.
What'd you like about it?
Just meeting people in general, because I'm not from the area originally, so it was a good experience for that.
So a definite no.
Definite no, I definitely would not recommend it.
All right, well, that's one perspective.
Yeah, I mean, we just graduated college. I'm 22 years old. A lot of my friends are just starting to use Match.com and, you know, a few of the other online dating sites.
What do you think about online dating?
Great idea. That's how I met my husband.
Really?
Yes. I was hesitant, but it worked out well. We have a 8-week-old now, so and we've been together 4 years.
You're right. That was a wide range of answers. Now, if people are setting up this online dating profile for themselves, what's the first thing that men are looking for?
Well, you can probably guess. A nice picture is important, but you'd be amazed at how much we want to see a confident smile, just somebody who feels comfortable in their own skin, probably similar to what women look for in men. And I think the important thing is put yourself out there in the way that you really, if you're serious about a relationship, for real. You know,
right.
A real picture, a current picture would be good,
yeah.
But not one that's 10 years old, or not one that's, you know, touched up in a way that it really doesn't look like you.
Right.
The information you put out there, don't put out there what you think somebody wants to hear. Be honest, because if it's a relationship that's going to go anywhere, you got to start, you know, being honest.
So what about setting up that profile past the picture? There are certain things that, you know, you can list on your profile that tell a little bit about your background. Where are people making mistakes there? Are they just giving the wrong information?
I think a lot of times people leave out the important things like faith or what you feel about family and how important it is. You know, a lot of people say, well, I want to have kids. Well, how many kids do you want to have? And really, what do you see as an ideal, you know, lifestyle? What would you like to be doing? Those are the things I think that are going to make the difference in a long-lasting relationship.
So it gives you a chance to put things that might be deal breakers in a relationship just out there to begin with.
And I think it's one of the things that ends up being missed because
right.
there is a lot of focus on, you know, appearance and that. So.
And probably ladies, I would imagine women put, oh, I love football, or I can't wait to see the NBA playoffs because they think a man is going to be into sports and they hate it.
Right, and guess what? You get into that relationship and you know what? You're dragged to the sports bar or hanging out with the guys. You better love football or you better love sports, otherwise it's going nowhere.
Right. What about, you know, a lot of women, especially people who might be watching the show this morning, maybe they're getting back into the dating scene after a breakup or a divorce or something like that, so they haven't been in the dating scene for a while. How do you determine if someone is, or a man, is online for the right reasons versus, you know, the wrong reasons?
It's a great question.
Yeah, thank
because
you.
it is because you know, the questions that are asked, you know, what are they you know, surface questions, or are they more in depth? How quickly does a guy want to meet? Does he want to meet like right away? Because what's wrong with setting up the relationship ahead of time, you know, through email, phone conversations? You can get to know a lot before you meet.
Right.
So that's, you know, wanting to meet too soon, I think, is a red flag. Also, if that time is dragged out, where, you know, you've been communicating back and forth and we're going on several weeks, maybe months, and then there's still no effort to want to meet, maybe somebody's putting themselves out there as somebody they're really not.
Right, maybe they put a picture of a supermodel and it's not really that
exactly.
person. What about I mean, now you can, you know, meet on your profile, you can email for a while, you could possibly video chat, but then when you actually meet face to face, it can be a scary situation. Do you have any like safety pointers for women who are maybe dating online for the first time?
Well, you should be in a group setting, maybe even bring a friend with you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if you do, you know, a double date. you don't know. Nowadays, there's so much that can be communicated that's false online, and until you get a chance to meet somebody in person and get to know them a little bit, you're not really sure, what you're dealing with. So be smart. Make sure you're in a group setting, or have somebody else there.
Or always drive your own car. Don't have them pick you up. Don't let them know where you live at the very beginning of the situation. These are great tips, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us, giving us the male perspective on this.
Happy to do it.
It's a pleasure having you on the show. And Chris will be joining us frequently with a guy's perspective on romance and a wide range of other topics. And if you'd like to see more of Chris, please let us know at our website, which is thebalancingact.com.